Let me make one thing brutally clear. You will never get rich, never, until you face the one thing sabotaging every damn opportunity in your life. And it's not the economy, not your job, not your background, it's you. Your mindset is broken. And until you face that truth, you're just another loser, hoping success falls in your lap. Wake the hell up. Most people think money comes from hard work, luck, or a magic shortcut. Wrong. Wealth only comes to those who confront their inner cowardice, destroy excuses, and execute with ruthless discipline. In this video, I'll show you the brutal truth about what's holding you back and how to crush it so you can finally build real wealth. You say you want to be rich, but your life tells a different story. Every word out of your mouth says success, but every action you take screams comfort. You talk a big game, dreams of millions, freedom, building an empire, but then you wake up late, scroll on your phone like a zombie, binge Netflix like it's your job, and avoid doing the one thing that actually moves you forward. You're not chasing success, you're running from it. And worst of all, you've convinced yourself that it's okay, that you're figuring it out, that you're just not ready. That's the biggest lie of all. You become a master storyteller, spitting tales to justify your inaction. I'm waiting for the right moment. I just need more clarity. I'll go all in once I save a little more. Stop. You're not being strategic. You're being scared. And until you admit that, until you stare your own weakness in the face and call it what it is, fear, you'll never break out of the cycle of mediocrity. You don't need more information. You don't need another course or another book. You need to grow a spine. You need to make a decision and move. Every day that passes is a vote for who you are becoming. And right now, you're voting for average. You're voting for easy. You're voting for excuses. And the worst part, you know it. Deep down, when the noise fades, when the lights go off, and it's just you and your thoughts, you feel the weight of your own lies. That dream you keep putting off, it's drowning in your procrastination. That potential you brag about, it's rotting inside you because you'd rather be comfortable than challenged. Look in the mirror. Are you really doing everything it takes? Are you really sacrificing, pushing, bleeding for your goals? Or are you half-stepping, hoping success finds you while you lounge in your safety net? Let me tell you something brutal. Success doesn't chase cowards. Wealth doesn't reward wishful thinkers. It bows to the relentless. It submits to those who demand it with their actions, not just their words. You will never get rich until you stop lying to yourself. Admit you've been playing small. Admit you've been waiting for permission. Admit you've been scared. That's the first step. That's the gatekeeper. And once you walk through that, when you finally own your truth, then, and only then, can you begin to build something real. But as long as you're wrapped up in denial, telling yourself you're trying, you'll keep earning crumbs while lions eat. The truth is hard, but it's also your key to power. Face it, embrace it, and use it to burn down every excuse standing between you and the life you say you want. Because until you do, you're just another liar in love with their limitations. You fear judgment more than you fear being broke. That's the ugly truth. You'd rather stay poor and accepted than risk wealth and face rejection. You'd rather be comfortable in your mediocrity than uncomfortable in your greatness. And that's why you'll never make it unless you change. You've got the ideas, you've got the dreams, but you let fear strangle them. You kill your own potential every time you keep your mouth shut, every time you play it safe, every time you wait for approval from people who wouldn't even bet on themselves. Let me ask you something. When's the last time someone else's opinion paid your rent? When did a hater ever put food on your table? Never, and they never will, yet you let their voices echo louder than your own ambition. You shrink when you should expand. You tiptoe when you should charge. You delay when you should execute. And all because you're worried someone might laugh, someone might roll their eyes, someone might unfollow you. Let them talk. Let them judge. Because while they gossip, the wealthy act. While they mock, the rich multiply. And while they sit on the sidelines, the bold are building empires. You don't need permission to chase your goals. You don't need consensus to move forward. The truth is, most people want you to stay average. Your growth threatens their laziness. Your ambition exposes their excuses. So they'll try to keep you small, not because you can't do it, but because deep down, they know they never will. And if you keep living for their approval, you'll stay broke right alongside them. Not just broke in your bank account, broke in your soul. But you've got to make a decision, a real decision. Do you want to be liked or do you want to be legendary? Because you can't be both. Every successful person in history was judged, doubted, and criticized, but they moved anyway. They spoke up, they launched, they failed publicly, they risked ridicule, and in return, they earned wealth, power, and freedom. You've got to do the same. The richest people in the world are not the smartest, they're the most fearless. They've learned to stop giving a damn about what others think. And that's the edge. That's the unlock. That's what separates winners from wishers. So post that idea, launch that product, step on that stage, start that business. Not tomorrow, not when it's perfect, now. Because the truth is, the moment you stop fearing judgment is the moment you start attracting real power. Silence the noise. Trust your instincts. Execute like your life depends on it, because it does. Poverty might be painful, but regret is lethal. You can recover from failure. You can't recover from never trying. So stop letting cowards in the cheap seats dictate your destiny. Get out there and dominate. The world belongs to the bold. You've made excuses your religion. You parade them around like badges of honor, as if saying, I don't have time, or I wasn't born rich, somehow justifies your lack of progress. Let me tell you something. Those are the lies you tell yourself to sleep at night while your dreams rot on the shelf. The truth? Time is the one resource everyone has, no matter who you are. The difference between the rich and the broke isn't time. It's what you do with it. Saying I don't have time is nothing but a cowardly escape hatch for people unwilling to prioritize their goals. You waste hours on social media, Netflix, and endless distractions, yet when it comes to building your empire, suddenly time disappears. That's not a coincidence, it's an excuse. Then there's the classic, I wasn't born rich. Well, guess what? Neither was anyone worth a damn. Every self-made billionaire, every titan of industry started with nothing but a vision and a refusal to bow to their circumstances. They didn't sit around whining about the hand they were dealt. They took that hand, reshaped it, and played it until it paid off big. Your family background, your bank account at birth, none of it matters if you have the guts and discipline to execute relentlessly. Excuses like that only serve to keep you small, trapped in a mental cage where you believe wealth is reserved for the lucky few. It's not. It's reserved for those who refuse to quit. And don't get me started on, it's not the right moment. If you're waiting for perfect conditions, guess what? You're gonna be waiting forever. The market won't wait for you to feel ready. Opportunity doesn't pause so you can get comfortable. Every second you waste waiting for the right moment is the second your competition is taking action and leaving you in the dust. This excuse is nothing more than fear dressed up in a polite sentence. The truth is, you're scared. Scared of failure, scared of judgment, scared of what stepping outside your comfort zone means. But here's the harsh truth. Fortune favors the bold. If you want to build an empire, you must learn to act in spite of fear, not because of it. Excuses are the gospel of the weak. They're the crutch of those who want success but refuse to pay the price. They let you off the hook, distract you from the hard work, and mask your unwillingness to face the brutal reality of what it takes to win. But empires don't rise from excuses. They rise from execution. Pure, ruthless, consistent execution. It's the daily grind, the hustle when no one's watching, the decision to get back up when you fail. Excuses do nothing but spit in the face of your potential. Every time you utter one, you are telling yourself and the world that you're not ready to commit, not ready to sacrifice, and certainly not ready to win. If you want to get rich, if you want to build something that lasts, you must stop feeding your excuses. Tear them apart, burn them, obliterate every last one of them from your mind. Replace those lies with action. Replace I can't with I will. Replace hesitation with execution. Because here's the truth no one tells you. The only thing standing between you and wealth is the refusal to stop making excuses. Once you face that, once you own that, you'll unlock a power inside you that no external circumstance can ever take away. And that, my friend, is how empires are built. Success is painful. It demands late nights, early mornings, tough calls, and relentless pressure. But most of you are allergic to discomfort. You want millions, but you sleep like a baby. You crave freedom, but you can't even control your damn alarm clock. Here's the harsh truth nobody else is willing to tell you. If you want to live a life of wealth and freedom, you have to be willing to embrace discomfort. Not for a day, not for a week, but for years. You have to understand that comfort is the enemy of progress. And if you keep chasing comfort, you'll never break free from your mediocre existence. Look around you. The people who are crushing it right now didn't get there by hitting the snooze button. They didn't get there by sticking to their comfort zones or waiting for the perfect moment. They got there by waking up before dawn, grinding when everyone else was sleeping, and making the hard decisions nobody else wanted to make. While you're cozy in your bed, they're pushing through pain, working when their bodies scream to stop, and betting everything on their vision. That's the real difference. The winners make discomfort their daily habit, while the rest of you run screaming from it. You say you want freedom, but the truth is you're addicted to routine and safety. You want the big bank account, the fancy car, the dream house, but you aren't willing to sacrifice your comfortable lifestyle to get it. You want to work less, but you refuse to work harder when it counts. You want to live on your own terms, but you can't even manage to set your alarm clock to get out of bed on time. That's the problem. Freedom doesn't come from comfort. It comes from discipline, sacrifice, and relentless hustle. If you can't wake up an hour earlier, if you can't put in the extra work when no one is watching, you're never going to break the chains that hold you back. Comfort has lulled you into a false sense of security, making you think success will fall into your lap without effort or sacrifice. It won't. Success is a brutal, demanding process that will stretch you, break you, and force you to grow in ways you never imagined. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to crave the struggle because it's the only way to build strength, resilience, and true wealth. Every late night you dread, every early morning you want to skip, every tough conversation you avoid, that's the price of greatness. If you're not willing to pay it, stop wasting your time dreaming about riches. Sacrificing comfort means saying no to distractions, to laziness, and to the endless excuses you feed yourself daily. It means prioritizing your goals above your desire for ease. It means pushing past pain, fatigue, and fear every single day. It means being relentless in your pursuit, no matter how hard the road gets. Most people aren't wired for that level of intensity, and that's why they stay broke, stuck, and frustrated. But you have to decide right now if you're going to join the winners or stay a victim of your own comfort. If you want to get rich, you must learn to love discomfort. You must reprogram your mind to see pain and struggle as opportunities, not obstacles. You must embrace the grind, the sacrifice, and the lonely nights, because that's where true wealth is born. Comfort won't give you anything but a slow death of your dreams. So ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price? Are you ready to stop running from discomfort and start running towards success. Because until you do, you will never get rich. But you avoid accountability like a coward because deep down, you're terrified of facing the brutal truth about yourself. It's easier to hide behind excuses, blame circumstances, or pretend everything is fine than to look in the mirror and admit where you're falling short. No mentor, no coach, no system to hold you accountable. That's the comfortable path of the weak. But comfort never builds empires. Winners don't run from accountability. They chase it like a lifeline. They know that accountability is the only way to expose weaknesses, break bad habits, and force themselves to level up every single day. You see, accountability isn't some punishment. It's a tool, a weapon for growth. When you have someone who calls you out on your bullshit, someone who demands your best, you are forced to raise your standards. You're no longer allowed to settle for lazy efforts, half-assed goals, or empty promises to yourself. That mirror they hold up to you strips away every excuse, every mask, every illusion you've been hiding behind. And it's terrifying, but it's also liberating because it gives you clarity. It forces you to stop lying to yourself about what you're capable of, what you're willing to endure, and what success truly demands. Losers isolate themselves because isolation is their safety net. In solitude, you can lie, you can avoid tough conversations, you can keep pretending that tomorrow will be different without doing the hard work today. But isolation kills ambition. It turns dreams into dust. The truth is, nobody becomes a titan alone. The world's richest, most successful people all have mentors, coaches, advisors, or teams who hold them accountable. They understand that no matter how talented or smart you are, without someone to push you, challenge you, and keep you honest, you'll fall victim to complacency. If you want to win, if you want to break through every barrier standing between you and your wealth, you must get uncomfortable. Find someone who will look you dead in the eye and call your bluff. Someone who won't let you slide with excuses, who will push you when you want to quit, and who will celebrate your wins, but also dissect your failures. Accountability is not about judgment, it's about results. It's about transforming potential into power, weakness into strength, and dreams into cold, hard reality. So stop hiding, stop being the coward who runs from responsibility. Get a mentor, hire a coach, join a mastermind. Do whatever it takes to force yourself into the arena where you are accountable for your every move. When you embrace accountability, you stop being a spectator in your own life. You become the commander of your fate, the architect of your empire. And trust me, that's the only way you're ever going to get rich. Dabbling won't make you rich. Let me be crystal clear. Trying half-heartedly, testing the waters, or seeing how things go is the fastest way to guarantee you stay broke. Wealth isn't something you approach like a hobby or a side project. It demands total, relentless commitment. You don't get rich by trying, you get rich by going all in. That means burning the damn boats behind you, cutting off every easy escape route so there's no turning back, no soft landing if things get tough. I'm coming when you hold on to plan B, plan C, or some backup that keeps you safe and comfortable, you are shackling yourself to failure. You're saying, I'm not ready to sacrifice everything yet. But the truth is, you'll never be ready until you force yourself into that fire. Success demands that kind of radical decisiveness. You need to stop keeping one foot in your comfort zone. Comfort is the enemy of wealth. It's seductive, it's cozy, and it's deadly. When you cling to comfort, you're choosing a slow death over a fast failure. You're telling yourself it's better to stay safe than to risk it all. And that's a lie you tell yourself to avoid pain and uncertainty. But nothing extraordinary was ever built by playing it safe. No empire was created by someone who settled for good enough or waited for perfect conditions. Real winners step into the unknown with their eyes wide open and a heart full of grit. They don't flinch when things get tough. They lean in. They make sacrifices others won't make. They delay gratification, push through fear, and outwork everyone around them. True success comes when there is no plan B, only plan execution. This is the mindset that separates the wealthy from the wannabes. When you eliminate your fallback, you force yourself to be creative, resourceful, and disciplined. You stop wasting time debating whether you should give it a shot or play it safe. Instead, you commit fully to the mission because failure isn't an option. It's a lesson to learn and move beyond. This total commitment changes how you think, how you work, and ultimately how you live. Suddenly, your actions become aligned with your goals at every level. You start waking up earlier, working harder, and pushing longer. You start attracting the right people and resources because your energy screams commitment. And success is drawn to that kind of energy like a magnet. And let me be clear, this is not for the faint of heart. Going all in means you will fail, and you will fail hard. But that's exactly what you need. Failure is the crucible where champions are forged. If you never taste failure, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Every setback, every mistake is an opportunity to grow stronger and smarter. But if you never commit fully, you'll never even get close enough to the fire to learn the lessons it teaches. You will remain stuck, spinning your wheels, hoping that maybe one day luck will save you. Luck won't save you. Only relentless execution will. So ask yourself right now, are you ready to burn your boats? Are you willing to give up comfort, excuses, and safety nets? Because until you do, you're just spinning your wheels. You'll never get rich by dipping your toes in the water. You have to dive in head first with everything on the line. That's the harsh truth, and if you embrace it, if you commit fully, I promise you will never look back. Wealth isn't some distant dream reserved for others. It's waiting for the warrior who's willing to fight without hesitation, to execute without mercy, and to live with purpose every single day. Are you that warrior? Because if you are, the empire you build will be unstoppable. You will never get rich until you kill the weak version of yourself, the one who hesitates, the one who blames, the one who's addicted to safety. Burn that identity to the ground. Replace it with a savage who executes, who leads, who dominates. Hit subscribe if you're ready to stop lying and start building. It's time to face the truth and conquer it.